Hello, my name is Akalu. Today I decided to do this video to demonstrate my personal project on ServiceNow platform. This will serve as my portfolio. Web development or any website or web application, or for that matter, any programming project can be shared through different media like hosting your own website or posting on GitHub. But ServiceNow application built on personal development instance is not the case, as far as I know. Therefore, I decided to do this way. So having said that, the purpose of this video, I would like to give you an overview of the company and the application I built. In terms of company, the company is a fictional company that doesn't exist. It is a real estate company who owns apartment building almost all over the world. This company's maintenance department wants to track every defect issue raised by their tenant to facilitate in the process, in their maintenance process. Therefore, they want to track every defect reported from their tenant to resolve as fast as possible. Therefore, what I come up with a criteria to develop this application that tracks any maintenance problem or any defect in the apartment and track from reporting to resolve. The first criteria I came up with the naming. How I'm gonna call it or what I'm gonna call it the name. So with agreement with this company, we call it maintain, the simple name. The second thing, determining who is a key player in this application. We're going to use it, who are participating in this application process. The first one is obviously the tenant who report the issue in their apartment. The second one is the maintenance team. The issue itself, which is the maintenance, what happened in the building, and the maintenance supervisor who supervises the maintenance process. The second criteria or the second thing to consider before I start developing this application is the goal or the objective of this application. This will help me to measure the efficacy of the application itself. So the main purpose or objective of this application is to reduce the time it takes to resolve any defect issue raised by any tenant. Who's gonna use this app? Obviously, all the tenants who had any defects, maybe the door wouldn't open, or maybe they have the paint fade up, and so on, they will repair. The technician and the supervisors who fix the problem, and the maintenance manager who facilitates the process. Obviously, nowadays, security is a big issue. Therefore, we have to take care of that. Not everybody access to every part of this application. Therefore, tenants will have really limited access, while the maintenance team have more access. Obviously, the tenants will have access through the service catalog or through the service portal. They will report. What will the tenant do with this app? The tenant acts as a data collector. The only thing they do is they create the issue they have in their apartment and they could comment after the process finish. And the maintenance team can edit almost all the fields. How do they access this? So, through desktop or mobile or their laptop. Maintenance app, requirement of this maintenance app is to resolution time. Resolution time based on priority, the location of the defect, and categorization. Categorization, it could be small or big defect. Therefore, the day-to-day activity of this app is as follows. The tenant notices something in their apartment, any defect in the apartment. and they create a new defect issue through the application and submit it to the application. The supervisor will see the new defect issue and he will dispatch to the nearest available technician. He will determine the due date, he will assign to the available technician. The technician can get an alert, notify the priority and the due date of this issue, resolve the issue and make a request for the approval from his supervisor. Then the maintenance manager and the supervisors will communicate through reports. Having said that, this is time to demonstrate on ServiceNow. So, as I said, I built this app on Paris version of the ServiceNow. Start. So it might look different to other versions of this application or ServiceNow. So I use a Paris just to notify. So I say the maintain. Maintain is the name of the app. So in here, the maintain I built using the guided application creator. Later I moved to Studio. In this maintain application, there are 4 modules. Create new record or new issues. All unfiltered, all records, only the open ones, unresolved ones, and assigned to a specific user who is signed up at that time. Therefore, if I go to here, to the new defect, the only table I have is new. The only table I have in this application that is customized or created is defect. The rest I use from ServiceNow tables. For example, open by, assigned to, and inspector, they all reference field from ServiceNow users table. The location, another reference field from ServiceNow location table. I have short description, a string, usually we write a text. And I have a choice field, state, priority, and category. State, we have 4 choices. Priority, we have 2 choices. Category, we have 2 choices. Now, I want to tell you here just 2 of the application here I built. I built a UI policy, dynamic UI policy to hide the fields if the category is small. If the category is small, hide the due date. If the category is big, please display the due date. The other thing is I have a business rule that protects or validates the due date if it is in the past. The due date has to be in the future. Therefore, if I created one record created by someone assigned to look, for example, location, okay, liquid inspector, I'll make it this guy. A short description test for video. And the state is approval, let's say. Approval state critical. And category big. And due date, let me say March 1st, 2021. Today we are on the 23rd, but I want to make it the 1st of March. Now I'm going to submit. Here I am invalid insert. That's the business rule I built. The due date cannot be in the past. Please try again. Therefore, if I make it in the future, sometime 30th of March has to be done. And if I submit it, it creates the record. Okay, now I want to demonstrate a report. I built a couple of reports. And I have this maintenance, active critical maintenance issues. in this active critical maintenance issue, it just counts the active critical issues at the moment. So I call it active critical maintenance issue. I choose the table that I built. It's a defect. The type is scoring type. It just counts the number of critical issues. And the configuration is counts. The style, it has three kind of styles. The default is green color. If it is between 0 and 4, it will be orange. If it is greater than or equal to 5, please make it red so that we alert the manager that we have so many critical issues, so we have to move on. Having said about the report, another thing I did chatbot. So virtual agent chat box I built so that without calling or without opening the application, someone can just interact with the chat box, the virtual agent. So if I test, I'm going to create one record using this. So it will say, thank you for reporting a defect issue, system administrator. This will change. It's dynamically depend on the person who sign in. Let's say this is test. It will give me what is a category. Is it big or small? So I say small for now. And it will let me choose where's the location. I'll go to a queue because the first one. Then the record is created. The record is created with number def 001098. If I go to the table maintain, I'm supposed to get it. Yeah, here you have. Here you have the record. The record says created by system administrator. The location is in Tokyo. So I'm gonna assign to someone. I would rather assign to local SAN inspector. I wanna make it this. State, I wanna make it to the approval. And priority, let me say it's critical category. Okay, let it be the same and update. Now, I built a flow design, a flow that automates this process. What it does is maintenance issue approval. When the technician finishes his job, he will send an approval state. He will change the state of the issue to approval. That time, the trigger will start. The trigger will send an alert to the inspector, to the assigned inspector. Then the inspector could refuse. He will send an alert to this inspector. Then the inspector could say no or refuse or approve. Then in the record, if he approves, it will close or complete the issue. If he rejects, it will put the state of that issue as in progress, work in progress. We can test it. So if we test it, the last one, I change it to the approval state, the last record. So we can see that one now. The last record was 98. This one, run the test. It's a bit slow, sorry. Okay, the test is done. Here you go, it's waiting now, the approval. Therefore, what I'm gonna go and impersonate as I believe this is the one I assigned as an inspector. So this guy has to get my approval. So requested 23/14/52. This is the latest one. We'll open. Then now I have been sent to this. If I approve in the record, it will be complete. If I reject, it will be work in progress. Okay, let me reject this one just to see. Okay, I need a comment requirement here. Test and reject. Now I go to impersonation, and I'll go to the record, check what it looks like. So we expect to be work in progress. If I refresh this one, the process is completed. Therefore, if I go to the record and check what will be maintained all. So this was the 1 week open. It's right now work in progress. The other thing I want to use is I built a survey, satisfaction survey. View survey, maintenance survey. The maintenance survey, it looks like this. If I want to see the survey, okay, let me paste it here. View survey using URL. Voila, here. Please rate your overall satisfaction with maintenance issue. How helpful was this? And such as field was our result satisfactory for you? And add any comment. This can be filled by the tenants if they are satisfied or not. Overall, it looks like this. But if it was in a real instance, I could have created another table that can handle the location, because this is not realistic to have apartment building all over the world. Therefore, it can be improved a lot. It's possible to improve using a stereo. We can really improve this application more than. Thank you for listening to me.